news.
It's nothing but good news from yesterday. Giants have a franchise quarterback, and you want to know the truth? Of course, I wish Saquon Barkley wasn't hurt and all that, but in the long run, it may work out for the best. First of all, they have to take their time with a high ankle sprain. A serious sprain, really what you're saying is you have like a little micro fracture. That's what that is usually. So don't mess around. Give this man every single game he needs to recover. And Stephen A., what's the upshot going to be? Giants ain't competing for a playoff berth this year. The upshot will be, instead of a full season of wear and tear on his body, Barkley will have a good chunk of the season where he doesn't have to take the hits in a meaningless exercise where they're not going anywhere, and have more tread on the tires throughout his prime, because they have a franchise quarterback. They have a pretty good offensive line, too. In the end, it may work out for the best for the Giants.
Max, here's my thing. I'm in no way am I saying to rush back Saquon Barkley. I know better than that. You know, we know what he means to this franchise. You don't want to rush him back. You want him close to 100% or at 100% before we see him again. But what I would say to you is that the sooner he gets back, the better. I don't think it's right to have the attitude. You're 1-2 on the season. You're 2 games back, just 3 games in. Season just started, man. The notion that, you know what, we're not going to the playoffs, we're not competing for a playoff spot. Who says? We say it, but I don't think they should have that attitude, particularly if you got a quarterback that you believe can play. Tampa Bay is a pretty decent defense. Todd Bowles right now, being the defensive coordinator for that squad, they got a little something going on right now in Tampa in terms of what they're capable of doing. Jameis Winston has looked better under Bruce Arians and with Byron Leftwich as his coordinator. He's looked better under them this year than he did last year. So let's pay attention to that. Let's take that into consideration. And the fact that Daniel Jones went out there and he balled, if Saquon's out there, that's an additional weapon for this kid, and you can't write off the season. So I would say to you, you know, you're going to monitor Saquon's high ankle sprain. You don't play around with it. But the sooner he could get back, the better. I'm not writing off anybody in the NFC East, not the way those cats go at each other religiously.
You know, I got to say, I'm surprised at you, because usually you're the one who religiously points out opposition. I didn't think much of the Bucs yesterday. I didn't think much of Jameis either. I mean, the Giants have an awful defense. They can't get pressure on the quarterback. They can't cover anyone down the field. I saw Jameis overthrow receivers down the field as usual. Yeah, you know, was there improvement? Sure, but I still saw basically the same guy, just in a little better situation. And on top of all that, not very impressed with the Bucs. The Giants should have lost that game. They really should have lost that game. They relied on the mistakes of the other team ultimately to escape with a win, to not be winless. And I don't think it's a very good team.
I'm not saying they were supposed to win. I'm saying they did win, and it's just 3 games in. You 2 games back, all right?
Thank you so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.